Nvidia has just become the world's most valued company, overtaking Alphabet, Apple, Samsung, and becoming on the number one spot. And yet, Nvidia is a company that only started back in 1993. So that is so recent enough that the person who's still running the company is the person who founded the company. You know, more like Steve Jobs starting Apple in 1983, but still continue it now. But anyway, we gotta understand how Nvidia did this, because it's not just the CEO, it was along with two other guys where they came up with all of this. So let's tell its story and find out how they got to be the most valued, richest company in the world. So the CEO was a person who worked at a restaurant. He became so obsessed with computer science, so much that he worked at AMD, the graphics company. Yeah, that. While he was working there, he realized, along with these two other guys, that what kept computers from unparalleled performance. Because remember, back in the day, we always relied on computers. People didn't have laptops like this where they would just do their work portably. They sat home and did everything there. So back in the day, we only had CPUs where they would do one task at a time, which would take a long time. But then the CEO with these two other guys figured out if you separate the tasks and do all of them at once, it would be faster and possibly better, which would be the graphics processing unit, or GPU. This was a hit mainly because Nvidia's GPU were the first and the most powerful GPUs available still to this day. And Nvidia were the first for this. Am I making sense? Anyway, every generation Nvidia would pull up to the stage, announce a new generation of GPUs, and they would be so powerful, like the RTX of 3040 or the 4070 or the newly announced yet most powerful 4090. But the GPUs weren't the only thing that made Nvidia the most valuable company in the world. What did was a bet. And no, Nvidia doesn't gamble. It was a bet that Nvidia took and said AI will become a part of humanity. It will become something we all rely on. And that is what kicked things off. Nvidia created CUDA, their own AI modeling platform, which, let's be honest, it could have been better. And the first AI model was efficient enough that people actually rely on it. To be honest, this was mainly a big deal for Nvidia, because while you're making a bet that's so huge and people wouldn't even count on it, that's something. Oh, and if you're enjoying this video, a sub to the channel would be Nvidia. Oh, let's talk about Nvidia's name actually, because it has a bit of an origin to it. Before Nvidia blew up and before everything was put together, the original name for Nvidia was Next Version, which, let's be honest, that's too complicated and nobody's gonna do that. So while the CEO and the two co-founders of Nvidia were figuring out how to name their company and how this to pull it off, they researched a Latin name, Nvidia. As you can see, it has an I. What that name means, it means the queen of envy, which, let's just say, envy. So the CEO wanted the N and the V to be in that order, and it had to be amazing. So when they found Nvidia, which of course they removed the I in the word, that's what they are known as of today. The word Nvidia, which the company is, means next version envy, which is just showing off and saying our new product is so powerful, you're gonna be so jealous. Nvidia's bet on AI caught the eye of every company, and with CUDA being so successful, it was integrated into the system default, basically becoming the default option for AI based architecture. Nvidia has integrated its company to how the world basically functions. As Amazon using Nvidia technology for its deliveries and AI models, using Nvidia's tech to process all that powerful knowledge. Yet, also, Nvidia got itself into something called a 10-to-1 stock trade, which basically each shareholder divides their shares into 10 different shares, making each share cheaper. Remember, if your share is cheaper, more people want to invest in it, which was a powerful thing to do. Then while you do that, it's really amazing, and people could buy more shares and make your company more valuable. As a person with $1,000 shares could have $100 shares. Again, that was incredible. And this year so far in 2024, Nvidia has made $26 billion, and people say compared to AMD's measly $5 billion, which is funny because the CEO is an ex-employee of AMD. But it has been an exciting time. Check out my other videos again, help grow this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.